Hi everyone. Okay, let's continue on. We're going to be taking a look now at problem 6-33 requirement 3, which is determining our inventory based upon the weighted average. Now, weighted average is a little bit different. We're going to be taking really, instead of looking at last in, first out, or first in, first out, it doesn't make any difference when we purchase the products. What we're going to be taking a look at is we're going to weigh the averages of the unit cost. It'll make sense, I hope, as we go through this problem. So we're just taking a look at the unit cost and doing a weighted average of those unit costs that we have on hand. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start off with an inventory on hand on August 1st of 40 units at $10 each for a total of $400. Now on August 3rd, we sell 20 of those that were at $10, because that's all we have on hand are the $10 units, for a total of $200. This leaves in our inventory on hand now, since we sold 20 of the 40, we have 20 remaining, all costed at $10 for a total cost of $200. That's what we have on hand after we've sold 20 of those products, of those units. Now on the 8th, we purchased 30 units, but now it's at $15 for a total cost of $450. So this is now where, since we have a mix of items in our inventory at different cost, we want to do a weighted average of those, and we determine a dollar amount, a unit cost, based upon a weighted average of these two. So we come down here to the calculations, and in this particular example, what we want to do is we want to take an average of the cost of goods for sale, divided by the number of units available for sale. So what we're going to do is we see here that we had a total cost of $200, and then we have more that we purchased for $450. These are the cost of goods that are available for sale. So what we do is we add those two amounts, the 200, let me put parentheses around there, plus 450, and then we divide that by the number of units that are available. So we had 20 units inventory on hand, and then we purchased 30 more, so we add 30 there. So we do the calculation, 200 plus 450 equals 650, divided by 20 plus 30, which equals 50. When we do that calculation, 650 divided by 50, we will come up with a dollar amount of $13. So that is what we're going to use as the unit cost when we're determining what we have on hand and any future costs of goods sold. So going over here, we purchased 30 units, and we had 20, so we're going to have a total of 50 units. But now we've done an average of those costs, and we've determined it to be $13 for $650. Now on the 21st, we sell 40 units. Now what is our unit cost? We're going to do the unit cost that we calculated with the weighted average. So we're going to use $13. So 40 times 13 is equal to 520. So we have sold 40 of them. We have 10 left at $13 for a total of $130. On the 30th, we purchased 10 more, but this time at a unit cost of 20 for a total of 200. So again, what we're going to do here after the August 30th purchase is we're going to take a look at what's on hand, $130, plus the amount that we just purchased, 200, divided by the 10 units that were on hand, plus the 10 units that we just purchased. So now we're going to have $330 divided by 20 which equals, give me 1 second to do that calculation, 1650. Okay, so now that is what we apply. Since we purchased 10, we didn't do anything in cost of goods sold. We now have a total quantity of 20 units. And now we're going to use that new weighted average cost of 1650 to get a total of $330. That's our inventory on hand. So now we bring it down our total. So we had a total of 40 units for $650. Cost of goods sold, we sold a total of 60 units for a total of $720. And we have a final inventory on hand of 20 units for $330. All right, I hope that explained it and that you understood it. Again, take a look at how they explain it in the book. It should be the same way, but I just wanted to give you this example here. So for requirement 4, it's pretty easy. It's just asking you to determine the company's cost of goods sold for the month using FIFO, LIFO, and weighted average. So all you need to do is go back to both requirement 1, 2, and 3 and take a look at what the total cost of goods sold was for each of those methods. That's all you have to do in that requirement, is kind of reiterate what the cost of goods sold was. That's requirement 4. For requirement 5, you're going to be doing another calculation here. Now here what you're going to do is you're going to have to determine what your sales revenue is. Now this is the only place where you're going to be caring about what the selling price was, because this is where you determine what the actual selling price was. So for August 3rd, you want to see what were the number of units sold and what was the sales price, what was the selling price, because that's going to give us revenue. So that's different than the cost of goods sold. We want to see what did we actually sell these for and what did we make. Okay, so we're going to take the number of units sold for each of those days, multiply it, number of units sold, multiply it by the sales price per unit for both the August 3rd sale, the August 21st sale. You'll get an amount that you will record in each of these categories, because the sales revenue is going to be the same regardless of the inventory method that we used. So that total sales revenue that you calculate up here will be used down here in each of the 3 categories. And then you simply use your cost of goods sold for each of the different methods, subtract those from the sales revenue, and you're going to get your gross profit. Because remember, the cost of goods sold is what it cost us to bring those goods into the store, such as Walmart. And then so what we sold it for less what we paid for to get those goods would equal our gross profit. And then finally, requirement 6 asks you to determine which of those methods would you select if you want to maximize your gross profit. So which of the methods, LIFO, FIFO, or weighted average, would give you the highest gross profit, which you'll be able to determine by taking a look at what you calculated back in requirement 5. Okay, that is all for problem 6-33. The next video will discuss problem 6-46. Thank you.